Gemini, I'm Anisha. To know more about my work, you may visit my website www.tarotbyanisha.com. For those of you who are seeking deeper clarity, be it in your love lives or your career, for a personal consultation, you may write to me at tarotbyanisha@gmail.com. Geminians, welcome to your 2018 forecast. It's quite a spectacularly dynamic year. We've already had two major planets move. We've had Jupiter that moved around 22nd of October 2017, and then we had the mighty Saturn that moved in December 2017. We have now Uranus that is going to be moving mid 2018. Now Saturn moved to Capricorn, its ruling planet, which already has Pluto that has been there for the last couple of years and carries on being there for the next couple of years as well. Now this is happening for you in your house of joint finances, resources, intimacy, sexuality and transformation. Now while Saturn is there all about hard work, it's about change, it's about redoing things. Pluto is everything that is there beneath the surface. As per Greek mythology, he is known as the god of underworld, and the corresponding god is Hades. In astrology, the Plutonian energy is all about rebirth, it's about regeneration, it's renewal. On the negative side of it, the Plutonian energy can be related with power control, having a hunger for too much of power, greed, and wanting to control everything and everyone around you. Now, the interesting thing is that because this is your house of it's aspecting, that is Pluto and Saturn both, your house of your joint finances, resources. For the last 2.5 years, we've had Saturn and it was there in your house of relationships. So the lessons that you have learned in whether it is managing your relationships, whether it is giving more of you in relationships for the next 2.5 years, and because now you have Pluto as well. So till now, maybe Saturn was happy saying that, okay, you need to be doing the work, you need to be going back to the blackboard and let's redo this again. But Pluto is not going to be happy. It's going to be at times even almost make you look at things which are painful and even ugly, and even things that you may have said that, you know, I've sorted this, I don't need to be revisiting it, and I have done with it. But the thing is that the patterns that have got formed over the years, they are simply all your own conditioning, or the way that you are dealing with things or dealing with your partner or with people with whom you collaborate. They're simply because you have not sorted out some stuff which is really which is still simmering at the bottom of the surface. So for the next 2.5 years, you just have to roll up your sleeves, Geminians, and I think it's quite a wonderful, even though very powerful combination, because the opportunity to heal, the opportunity to renew ourselves and redo things really from the bottom of ourselves, I think that is really, really wonderful. There are not too many opportunities that come that way. And for you, because it has to do with power struggles, I think it could have to do with your fear of loss of money, or even your fear of wanting to share your wealth. And with this, it's going to take you back to what is it that brings about this fear. And not just simply that work upon that fear, but why is it that you're so fearful about whether it is sharing your wealth or sharing your resources or even sharing of yourself, and that could in turn be harming your intimacy with your partner. And because this house in itself is about transformation, so with the house of the natural house energy and with the Plutonian energy and the hard work of Saturn, I think it will not be easy, but it's not going to be that challenging that you're going to be really put up against situations that you can't manage. I think it will be quite wonderful as long as that you're willing to do the work and accept. On the 31st of January, we have a lunar eclipse that is there in your 3rd house, and it's speaking about something coming to an end. Maybe it could be a negotiation, maybe something that you have been trying to sort of close. It could be a deal that you've been trying to chase up for quite a while. That comes to an end. It can be an issue with a sibling that could have been bothering you. That gets finished. It may have to do with an issue that has to do with your immediate community. Maybe you are either opting out of it or saying that, I don't want to participate in this anymore. On February 15th, we have a solar eclipse that is in a house of expansiveness, spirituality, and long distance travel. And mid-Feb, we'll see you traveling, Geminians. A lot of you could be traveling out of the country. You could be dealing with people who are from different cultures, different ethnicities. There could be a sense of not just a culture exchange, but you can some of you could be going there for higher studies, because this also house rules learning. So it can be that this new opportunity to start a dialogue with international partners, it gets a new window for you to learn something, expand your mind. It's also about spirituality. Some of you will get an opportunity to deepen your spirituality as well. On 16th of May, we have the wild boy of astrology, Uranus, and he's moving from Aries to Taurus, and it's moving for several years, and it's going to be there in a house of service. This is the house of emotional retreat. It's a house of secret scandals, clandestine affairs. It's also the house of it's also the house of deep psyche. So if you have had trouble, say, trying to grapple with something, it'll be a wonderful time to go out and get therapy. But Uranus is unpredictable, and Uranus in this house is it's not really happy being there, because it likes to generally create a lot of its magnetic energy and its unpredictability, and you really can't capture the Uranian energy. So it can be that there can be some skeletons out of the closet that come out for you during this time. They can be that you're forced to maybe face some truths about your own self, about your own deep psyche, something that you could have been ignoring, or it's been there and it could come out in spurts. And it could happen quite suddenly. It can be that all of a sudden some of you get like really spiritual, and you just decide to go and join an ashram or be in a monastery. For some of you, it can be that you literally leave doing whatever it is that you're doing, say as far as your work is concerned, and get yourself more involved in charity work, be it your NGOs. And from 26th of June to August 27th, we have Mars that is retrograde in your house of expansiveness and spirituality and learning and travel, long distance travel. So first of all, not a great time to be getting surgeries done when Mars is retrograde, because this has to do with your house of expansiveness. Maybe you could feel slightly limited during this time. You could feel as if you're not able to absorb everything, the knowledge that is coming to you that easily as you could earlier. Also, because Mars normally tends to give momentum, it tends to give energy, you could feel slightly out of sort during this time. You may not be feeling too, you could feel slightly restricted as far as your thought process is concerned. You could be having quite a tunnel vision during this time, and it could be hard for you to accept others' point of view. So try and stay flexible during this time. On July 12th, we have a solar eclipse that is there in your house of earned income. So lovely news. There seems to be a new project that is coming. Maybe you could do a tie-up. You could collaborate with somebody, opportunities to generate more money. 27th July, we have a lunar eclipse that is there in your house of your expansiveness. So again, a small window comes out during this time, which allows you to explore, I think, not just spirituality but your own philosophies of life. It'll give you a window where you can be accommodating, you can look at other perspective, and you're able to, maybe it would be situational, but something would arise which would make you look at another situation, or your own situation, and say, I think maybe this can be done differently, or I'm not doing it the right way. August 11th, we have a solar eclipse that is there in Leo, in your house of travel, communication, and sibling and short distance travel. And great time to be traveling, mid-August. Great time to be opening negotiations. Great time to be networking, meeting up with people as far as your work is concerned, having some tough conversations as far as siblings are concerned. Maybe stepping in to mitigate with a situation that your sibling could be involved in. October 5th to November 17th. This is a rare occurrence. Venus is going retrograde, and initially it's going retrograde in your house of health and work, and then it moves back to your house of love, romance, creativity, and children. So important thing. Not a great time to be getting married, October and November. Not a great time to be committing and promising too much and then sort of feeling quite foolish and backing out of it. Let the retrograde get over, and then post, I would say that let October and November get over, do it in December. Number 8th, this is towards end of the month, we have Jupiter that is moving to Sagittarius, and it is moving in your house of relationships, both personal as well as business. And it is quite a wonderful time, because I think with the focus of Saturn and Pluto being there in your house of joint finances, resources, I think Jupiter is going to come and enhance the partnership angle for you, Geminians. That how important, or what are the really things that work between two people. And also I think though Jupiter can tend to exaggerate as well, and that's what it does, unfortunately, that he's a benefactor, and he's also in Greek mythology known as the god of skies. Everything is like in excess with it. So it can exaggerate as well the faults that you may feel that your partner has. And Jupiter is there for you for a year in this house. So try and sort of keep a healthy balance, and try to remember that there could be some amount of exaggeration that is there at play. It's been a pleasure speaking with you, Geminians. I look forward to seeing you again next month, and thank you so much for watching.